Did you know some Washington quarter dollar coins are worth thousands of dollars today? The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to honor George Washington, and while most are common, rare versions can be extremely valuable. Coins like the 1932D and 1932S Washington quarters are highly sought after due to their low mintage. Silver Washington quarters minted before 1965 contain 90% silver, increasing their value even more. Errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, and missing mint marks can make these quarters worth far more than face value. Always check the date, mint mark, condition, and metal content, because a simple Washington quarter in your pocket could be a hidden treasure. First up, the Washington quarter design was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. By 1971, this iconic design had already been in circulation for nearly 4 decades. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. The word Liberty appears at the top, while In God We Trust is displayed to the left of Washington's portrait. The date 1971 is found at the bottom, clearly marking the year this coin was minted. The D Mint mark on the 1971 Washington quarter indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint. During this time, the Denver Mint was responsible for striking hundreds of millions of quarters each year to meet the demands of circulation. The mint mark is located on the obverse side of the coin, just to the right of Washington's ponytail, and it is an important detail collectors look for when identifying this coin. On the reverse side of the 1971 D Washington quarter, you will see the classic eagle design. A powerful, bold eagle stands with its wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and defense. Beneath the eagle is an olive branch, representing peace. The inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum appear above the eagle, while the denomination quarter dollar is written at the bottom. This reverse design remained in use until 1998, making it one of the most recognizable coin designs in U.S. history. One of the most important things to understand about the 1971 D Washington quarter is its composition. Unlike earlier quarters minted before 1965, this coin does not contain silver. The 1971 D quarter is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This change was made due to rising silver prices and a national coin shortage during the 1960s. Even though the 1971 D Washington quarter is not a silver coin, it still holds value and significance for collectors. The Denver Mint produced a very large number of these quarters in 1971, with a mintage exceeding 300 million coins. Because of this high mintage, most circulated examples are common and are typically worth face value. However, condition plays a major role in determining the value of this coin. Uncirculated and high-grade examples of the 1971 D Washington quarter are where collectors begin to take serious interest. Coins that show no signs of wear, with strong luster and sharp details, can be worth significantly more than face value. Collectors often look for coins graded MS65 or higher, where the surfaces are clean and the strike is strong. In top mint state grades, these quarters can sell for many times their original 25-cent value. Another factor that can increase the value of a 1971 D Washington quarter is the quality of the strike. Some coin from this year was struck weakly, especially on the eagle's feathers and Washington's hair details. Well-struck examples with full details are more desirable and harder to find, which makes them more valuable in the collector market. Errors and varieties also play a major role in the popularity of the 1971 D Washington quarter. Collectors actively search for mint errors such as off-center strikes, double strikes, clip planches, and broad strikes. One of the most exciting types of errors is a double die, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. If you find a 1971 D quarter with noticeable doubling on the date or lettering, it could be worth a substantial premium. Another collectible aspect of this coin is its role in completing Washington quarter date and mint mark sets. Many collectors aim to build complete sets of Washington quarters from 1932 to 1998, and the 1971 D is a required coin in these collections. While it may be common in circulated grades, finding a high-quality example is still a challenge, especially decades after it was released. The historical context of the 1971 D Washington quarter also adds to its appeal. This coin was minted during a time of major change in the United States, both economically and culturally. The early 1970s saw shifts in monetary policy, including the end of the gold standard in 1971. Coins from this era represent a transition period in American history, making them interesting not just to collectors but also to historians. If you are checking your pocket change or coin jars for a 1971 D Washington quarter, pay close attention to the coin's condition. Look for bright surfaces, minimal scratches, and strong details. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can significantly reduce its value. Even light cleaning can leave hairlines that are easily visible under magnification and can lower a coin's grade. Storing your 1971 D Washington quarter properly is also important. Use coin holders or flips made from non-PVC materials to prevent damage over time. Keeping the coin in a cool, dry environment will help preserve its condition and maintain its collectible value. While most 1971 D Washington quarters are not rare, they remain an important part of U.S. coinage history. Their value comes from condition, errors, and collector demand rather than precious metal content. For new collectors, this coin is an excellent example of how modern clad coins can still be collectible and valuable when found in the right condition. In today's coin market, interest in Washington quarters continues to grow, especially as collectors search for high-grade examples and unique mint errors. The 1971 D Washington quarter is a reminder that even everyday coins can become desirable collectibles over time. Next up, the Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By the time 1972 arrived, this design had already been part of American life for 40 years. Millions of people use these coins daily for parking meters, vending machines, bus fares, and small purchases. Even though the 1972 quarter was minted in huge numbers, it still holds a special place in U.S. coin history and remains actively searched by collectors today. The obverse of the 1972 Washington quarter features the iconic left-facing portrait of George Washington. This portrait is one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage. Washington's strong profile, tied hair, and formal coat symbolize leadership, stability, and the foundation of the United States. The word liberty appears prominently along the top edge of the coin, reflecting one of a nation's core values. Below Washington's chin, the phrase "In God We Trust" is clearly visible, reinforcing the traditional motto used on U.S. coins. The date 1972 is placed at the bottom of the obverse, making it easy to identify the year minting. Some coins may also include a small mint mark located on the reverse side, depending on where the coin was produced. These small details matter greatly to collectors because mint location can influence rarity, demand, and overall interest. The reverse side of the 1972 Washington quarter displays a powerful image of a bold eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness, while olive branches beneath represent peace. This balance between strength and peace reflects the values of the United States. Above the eagle, the words United States of America are boldly displayed, while E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, appears just below. At the bottom of the reverse, the denomination quarter dollar is clearly written. One of the most important things to understand about the 1972 Washington quarter is its composition. By this time, U.S. quarters were no longer made of silver. Starting in 1965, quarters transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition. The 1972 quarter is made of an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This change allowed the U.S. Mint to produce coins more economically while still maintaining durability for everyday use. The weight of the 1972 Washington quarter is approximately 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. The edge of the coin is reeded, meaning it has small grooves running along the side. These reeded edges were originally designed to prevent the shaving of precious metals, but they remain a standard feature on modern U.S. coinage. In 1972, Washington quarters were produced at multiple mint locations. Coins minted in Philadelphia typically do not carry a mint mark. Coins produced in Denver feature a small D mint mark. Each mint produced a very large quantity of quarters to meet the demands of everyday commerce. Because of this, most 1972 quarters are considered common, but that does not mean they are unimportant or ignored by collectors. Collectors often search for 1972 Washington quarters in exceptional condition or with unusual characteristics. Coins that have sharp details, strong strikes, and minimal wear can stand out even among high mintage issues. The quality of the strike can vary, especially on areas like Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and the lettering. Coins with well-defined details are always more desirable. Another reason the 1972 Washington quarter remains popular is the possibility of mint errors and varieties. Error coins can occur during the minting process and may include off-center strikes, doubled lettering, clipped planches, or other unusual features. These types of errors are often discovered by people checking their change, which keeps interest in this coin strong even decades after its release. Some collectors focus on building complete date and mint sets of Washington quarters, and the 1972 issue plays an essential role in those collections. Even though it is not rare, it represents the early 1970s, a period of change in the United States marked by economic shifts, cultural evolution, and historical events that shaped modern America. The early 1970s were a time when inflation, changing technology, and evolving lifestyles influenced how Americans use money. Coins like the 1972 quarter passed through countless hands, from grocery stores to gas stations, becoming silent witnesses to everyday life. Holding one today connects us directly to that era. Many people wonder if a 1972 Washington quarter is worth more than face value. In most circulated conditions, these coins are generally valued close to their face value. However, coins in exceptional condition or those with noticeable errors can attract strong interest from collectors. This is why checking your coins carefully is always worthwhile. The Washington quarter series itself underwent a major change in 1999 with the introduction of the state quarters program. This made earlier quarters like the 1972 issue part of a completed chapter in U.S. coin design history. As time passes, interest in classic Washington quarters continues to grow, especially among new collectors discovering traditional designs. Another appealing aspect of the 1972 Washington quarter is its accessibility. Because these coins are still commonly found in circulation, they offer an easy entry point for beginners. You don't need specialized equipment or rare connections to start collecting. Simply examining your pocket change can lead to exciting discoveries and a deeper appreciation for U.S. coinage. Collectors often pay attention to surface quality when evaluating a 1972 quarter. Original luster, clean surfaces, and strong detail make a noticeable difference. Coins that have avoided heavy wear or damage stand out immediately. Even small differences can change how a coin is viewed within a collection. The Washington quarter design itself is widely praised for its balance and symbolism. John Flanagan, the designer, created an image that has endured for decades without losing relevance. The 1972 quarter carries this legacy forward, representing continuity and tradition in American money. From an educational perspective, the 1972 Washington quarter is an excellent teaching tool. It helps explain changes in metal composition, minting technology, and national priorities. Comparing it to earlier silver quarters highlights how economic conditions influence coin production. For YouTube audiences, the 1972 Washington quarter is a strong topic because it blends history, collectability, and the excitement of searching for value. Many viewers enjoy learning that ordinary coins can still hold significance. This keeps watch time high and encourages viewers to check their own change. Search interest for terms like 1972 Washington quarter value, Washington quarter errors, U.S. quarter coin history, and rare quarters to look for remain strong. Including these topics naturally in discussions helps content reach a wider audience interested in U.S. coins and collectibles. The 1972 Washington quarter may not always make headlines, but its importance should not be underestimated. It represents everyday America, mass production, and a shared national experience. Coins like this remind us that history is not only found in museums but also in our pockets. As more people become discussing these coins often inspire viewers to start collections, learn about minting errors, and appreciate the artistry of U.S. currency. Next up, the 1978 Washington quarter dollar coin from the United States. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but it carries deep historical significance, strong collector interest, and surprising value potential depending on condition, mint mark, and rare errors. Whether you are a beginner coin collector a longtime numismatist, or someone who just found a quarter in pocket change and wants to know if it is worth money, this detailed guide will give you everything you need to know about the 1978 Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1978, this coin had already been part of American daily life for nearly 5 decades. The design used in 1978 was a classic portrait of George Washington created by sculptor John Flanagan, a design that became one of the most recognizable images in U.S. coin history. This portrait shows Washington facing left with strong, clean features that symbolize leadership, independence, and the foundation of the United States. On the obverse side of the 1978 Washington quarter, you will find the word liberty along the top edge of the coin. The motto "In God We Trust" appears to the left of Washington's portrait, while the year 1978 is displayed clearly at the bottom. The design is simple, bold, and timeless, which is one reason collectors continue to appreciate this coin today. Turning to the reverse side, the 1978 quarter features a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, holding a bundle of arrows to symbolize strength and readiness to defend the nation. Beneath the eagle is an olive branch, representing peace. Above the eagle is the phrase United States of America, and just below it you will see the motto E Pluribus Unum. At the bottom of the reverse, the denomination quarter dollar is clearly stated. This classic eagle reverse design was used on Washington quarters from 1932 until 1998, making the 1978 issue part of a long and respected tradition. The 1978 Washington quarter was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, while Denver quarters feature a small D mint mark, and San Francisco quarters display an S mint mark. Each of these mint varieties has its own importance to collectors. The Philadelphia Mint produced a very large number of quarters in 1978, making the no mint mark version the most common. Because of this high mintage, circulated examples are extremely easy to find today and are generally worth face value. However, coins that remain in excellent condition, especially those with sharp details, strong luster, and no visible wear, can attract collector interest and higher prices. The 1978 D Washington quarter from the Denver Mint is also very common, as Denver produced hundreds of millions of quarters that year. Like the Philadelphia issue, most circulated examples are worth only face value. But collectors actively search for high-quality uncirculated pieces, especially coins with clean surfaces, minimal contact marks, and full design details. The San Francisco Mint produced 1978 quarters primarily for collectors. These coins were made with special care and are known for their sharper strikes and reflective surfaces. San Francisco quarters are especially popular among collectors because they were not released for general circulation. Well-preserved examples from this mint are often more valuable than their Philadelphia and Denver counterparts. The metal composition of the 1978 Washington quarter is important to understand. By this time, quarters were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This means the 1978 quarter does not contain silver, unlike Washington quarters minted in 1964 and earlier. Even without silver content, the coin remained collectible due to its history, condition, and potential rarity factors. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting the 1978 Washington quarter is searching for errors and varieties. Error coins are created during the minting process and can significantly increase a coin's value. Some known errors for 1978 quarters include off-center strikes, double strikes, clip planches, and broad strikes. These errors are highly sought after because they are unusual and were never intended to exist. Another important category is double die errors. These occur when the coin die receives multiple impressions that are slightly misaligned, causing doubling in the lettering or design elements. On a 1978 Washington quarter, collectors should carefully examine the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date for signs of doubling. Genuine double die errors can be very valuable, especially if the doubling is strong and clearly visible. Condition plays a massive role in determining the value of a 1978 Washington quarter. Coins that show heavy wear, scratches, or discoloration are generally worth only face value. However, coins that appear almost untouched with full mint luster and no signs of circulation, can command higher prices from collectors. The difference between a circulated and an uncirculated example can be significant. Collectors often pay close attention to strike quality. A well-struck 1978 quarter will show clear details in Washington's hair, sharp lettering, and a strong eagle design on the reverse. Weak strikes, which were common on some quarters from this era, may reduce a coin's desirability unless paired with other rare characteristics. The 1978 Washington quarter is popular not only among advanced collectors but also among beginners. It is affordable, easy to find, and serves as a great introduction to learning about mint marks, coin conditions, and era varieties. Many collectors enjoy building complete date and mint mark sets, and the 1978 quarter is an essential piece in any Washington quarter collection. From a historical perspective, the year 1978 was a period of economic change in the United States. Inflation, energy concerns, and shifting monetary policies made everyday coins like the quarter a crucial part of daily transactions. Holding a 1978 quarter today connects collectors to that era of American history. Another reason the 1978 Washington quarter remains relevant is its role in American culture. For decades, this coin was used in vending machines, parking meters, payphones, and everyday purchases. It represents a time when physical currency played a much larger role in daily life, making it nostalgic for many collectors. If you have a 1978 quarter and want to know if it might be valuable, start by checking the mint mark, examining the coin's condition, and looking closely for any unusual features or errors. Even small details can make a big difference. Using a magnifying glass and good lighting can help you spot things that are easy to miss with the naked eye. Collectors should also store their coins properly to preserve value. Keeping coins away from moisture, extreme temperatures, and physical contact can help prevent damage. Even a common 1978 quarter can become more desirable if it remains in excellent condition over time. Next up, the 1995p Washington quarter-dollar coin from the United States is one of those coins that many people overlook, yet it carries a fascinating story, historical importance, and collector interest that continues to grow year after year. Millions of Americans have handled this coin without realizing its background, minting details, and the special factors that can make certain examples far more desirable than ordinary pocket change. In today's video, we are diving deep into everything you need to know about the 1995p Washington quarter, including its history, design, minting process, errors, varieties, collectability, and why this coin still matters to collectors and everyday Americans alike. The Washington Quarter series is one of the most iconic coin designs ever produced by the United States Mint. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the Washington Quarter quickly became a permanent part of U.S. coinage. By the time 1995 arrived, the design had already been in circulation for more than 6 decades, making it one of the most familiar coins in American wallets. The 1995p Washington Quarter represents the later years of the classic Washington Quarter era, just a few years before the state quarters program would completely change quarter designs forever. The 1995p Washington Quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is indicated by the P mint mark found on the obverse of the coin. This was a relatively modern change, as earlier Philadelphia quarters did not carry a mint mark at all. By the mid-1990s, the Philadelphia Mint was producing massive quantities of circulating coinage to meet the demands of a growing economy, and the 1995p quarter was no exception. Hundreds of millions of these coins were minted, ensuring wide circulation across the United States. Despite the high mintage, the 1995p Washington Quarter still holds significance to collectors. High-quality examples, especially those with sharp details, strong strikes, and original surfaces, are becoming harder to find as time passes. Coins from the mid-1990s often show heavy wear, bag marks, and circulation damage, making well-preserved pieces increasingly desirable. The obverse of the 1995p Washington Quarter features a familiar left-facing portrait of George Washington. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and is based on a bust of Washington by Jean-Antoine Houdon. Washington's hair is tied back in a queue, and his expression reflects dignity and strength. Above his head appears the word liberty, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," is positioned to the left of his neck. The date 1995 is located at the bottom of the coin, with a P mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail. The reverse of the coin displays a classic heraldic eagle design, another hallmark of the Washington Quarter series. The eagle stands proudly with wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons, symbolizing strength and readiness to defend the nation. Beneath the eagle is an olive branch, representing peace. Above the eagle appears the inscription United States of America, while the denomination quarter dollar is placed below. The Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, is displayed just above the eagle. The composition of the 1995p Washington quarter is copper-nickel clad, consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition has been standard for circulating quarters since 1965, when silver was removed from U.S. coinage. The coin has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a weight of 5.67 grams, making it consistent with other modern Washington quarters. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1995p Washington quarter is the quality variation found among different examples. While millions were produced, not all coins were struck equally. Some show weak details in Washington's hair or the eagle's feathers, while others display strong, crisp features that stand out. Collectors often search through rolls of quarters hoping to find a well-struck 1995p example with full detail and attractive surfaces. Error coins are another reason the 1995p Washington quarter attract attention. Minting errors can occur during various stages of production, and when they do, they can create unique coins that stand out from normal issues. Some known errors include off-center strikes, clip planches, double strikes, and die cracks. These errors can range from subtle to dramatic, and collectors enjoy hunting for these unusual pieces in circulation or old coin rolls. Die varieties are also worth mentioning. Over time, mint dies can wear down, crack, or develop small imperfections. These characteristics can transfer onto the coins they strike, creating minor variations that collectors find fascinating. While major varieties for the 1995p quarter are not extremely common, small differences in lettering, spacing, or surface texture can still add interest and appeal. The 1995p Washington quarter also represents an important transitional period in U.S. coin collecting. Just a few years later, the state quarter program would launch in 1999, bringing renewed excitement and millions of new collectors into the hobby. Coins like the 1995p quarter are part of the final stretch of the original Washington quarter design, making them historically significant as pre-state quarter issues. For collectors building date and mint mark sets, the 1995p Washington quarter is an essential piece. Completing a full Washington quarter collection requires attention to both common and less common dates, and even high-mintage coins can be challenging to locate in excellent condition. Many collectors prefer examples that show minimal wear, strong luster, and clean surfaces. From a historical perspective, the mid-1990s were a time of economic growth and technological advancement in the United States. Coins minted during this period circulated widely during everyday transactions, from vending machines to gas stations and grocery stores. The 1995p quarter passed through countless hands, quietly serving its role in daily commerce while carrying the image of the nation's first president. Another interesting aspect of the 1995p Washington quarter is its role in modern coin roll hunting. Many collectors and hobbyists search bank wrap rolls of quarters, hoping to find older dates, well-preserved coins, or interesting errors. While silver quarters are no longer found in modern rolls, high-quality clad quarters from the 1990s are still popular finds, especially when they show exceptional detail. The design longevity of the Washington quarter speaks volumes about its impact. Few coin designs in U.S. history have remained in use for so long without major changes. The 1995p issue is part of that legacy, representing decades of tradition, stability, and national identity. Even today, many people instantly recognize the Washington quarter, regardless of the year. Collectors often debate whether modern coins like the 1995p Washington quarter are worth saving. While circulated examples are common, the key lies in condition, uniqueness, and long-term interest. Coins that have survived in better-than-average condition become scarcer over time as circulation continues to wear down the remaining supply. Educationally, the 1995p Washington quarter serves as a great introduction to U.S. coinage for beginners. It teaches important concepts such as mint marks, clad composition, design elements. Now we will explore the Washington Quarter series itself as a rich history that dates back to 1932, created to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was so popular and meaningful that it became a permanent part of U.S. coinage. By 1981, the Washington Quarter had already been in circulation for nearly 5 decades, and the design had become one of the most recognizable coins in American history. The 1981 D Washington Quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark located on the obverse side of the coin, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. This coin was produced during a time when the United States was fully committed to copper-nickel-clad coinage, following the removal of silver from quarters in 1965. As a result, the 1981 D quarter contains no silver, but its composition still plays an important role in its durability and long-term circulation. This quarter is composed of a copper core sandwiched between 2 layers of copper-nickel alloy, giving it a total weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. The reeded edge is another defining feature, designed not only for appearance but also to prevent counterfeiting and coin shaving. Despite being a standard circulation coin, the quality of many 1981 D quarters varies widely depending on how they were handled over the decades. The obverse of the coin features John Flanagan's classic portrait of George Washington, facing left. The word liberty appears at the top, while in God we trust is placed at the left of Washington's neck. The date 1981 is displayed at the bottom. The Denver Mint mark adds an extra layer of interest for collectors who specialize in mint-specific coins or complete Washington quarter sets. On the reverse side, the iconic eagle design dominates the coin. The eagle is shown with outstretched wings, clutching arrows, with olive branches below, symbolizing both strength and peace. Above the eagle is the phrase United States of America, while E pluribus unum is displayed just beneath it. The denomination quarter dollar appears along the bottom edge. This reverse design remained unchanged for decades, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coin history. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1981 D Washington Quarter is its mintage. Over 480 million coins were produced at the Denver Mint that year, which means the coin is not rare in circulated condition. However, high-quality examples with strong detail, clean surfaces, and minimal wear are much harder to find than many people expect. Most of these quarters were heavily used in everyday commerce, resulting in worn examples dominating the surviving population. Collectors pay close attention to condition when it comes to modern Washington quarters. Even though the 1981 D quarter is common, coins that show sharp details on Washington's hair, crisp lettering, and strong eagle feathers on the reverse are far more desirable. Coins that escaped heavy circulation or were carefully stored can stand out significantly from typical examples. Another important factor that drives collector interest in the 1981 D Washington Quarter is minting quality. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, minting standards were not always consistent. This led to many coins being struck with weak details, poor luster, or minor imperfections. As a result, well-struck 1981 D quarters are more difficult to locate, increasing their appeal among collectors who value quality. Error coins are another area where the 1981 D quarter becomes especially interesting. Some examples were struck off-center, resulting in partial designs and uneven borders. Others show doubling in the lettering or date, which can be subtle but noticeable under magnification. There are also rare cases where coins were struck on incorrect planches, creating dramatic weight and appearance differences. These error varieties are highly collectible and often command strong premiums compared to standard examples. Many people ask whether a 1981 D Washington Quarter is worth more than face value. In heavily circulated condition, most examples are still worth 25 cents. However, coins with minimal wear, original luster, and strong eye appeal can be worth significantly more to collectors. Uncirculated examples, especially those with sharp strikes and clean surfaces, are the most desirable. Another important consideration is how the coin has been stored. Quarters that were placed in rolls, albums, or protective holders shortly after being released often retain their original appearance. These coins can show brilliant surfaces and well-defined details that are rarely seen in circulation finds. Over time, collectors have come to appreciate how difficult it is to find truly nice examples of the 1981 D quarter. The historical context of 1981 also adds interest to this coin. The early 1980s were a period of economic change in the United States, marked by inflation concerns and shifts in monetary policy. Coins from this era circulated heavily as cash transactions remained common in daily life. This widespread use explains why so many 1981 quarters show noticeable wear today. From a collecting standpoint, the 1981 D Washington quarter is often included in data mint sets of modern quarters. Collectors who aim to complete a full Washington quarter series need this coin, and demand remains steady as new collectors enter the hobby each year. Its affordability also makes it an excellent entry point for beginners who want to learn how condition and strike quality affect value. Searching for this coin in pocket change can still be exciting. While finding a high-grade example is rare, it's not impossible. Checking the mint mark, examining the details, and looking for errors can turn an ordinary coin roll search into a rewarding experience. Many collectors enjoy the thrill of discovering an above-average 1981 D quarter among otherwise common coins. The long-term outlook for the 1981 D Washington quarter is tied to overall interest in modern U.S. coinage. As more collectors focus on quality and scarcity within common dates, demand for well-preserved examples continues to grow. Coins that once seemed ordinary are now being recognized for their difficulty in high condition. Another reason this coin remains relevant is its educational value. Studying the 1981 D quarter helps collectors understand mint marks, composition changes, strike quality, and the impact of circulation on coin condition. It serves as a perfect example of how a high-mintage coin can still be collectible when found in exceptional shape. For those building a long-term collection, the 1981 D Washington quarter represents stability and consistency. It may not be a Ray silver coin or low-mintage key date, but it plays an important role in telling the complete story of American coinage. Every Washington quarter, including this one, contributes to a series that spans generations. In conclusion, the 1981 D Washington quarter dollar coin from the United States is far more than just spare change. It carries decades of history, reflects the economic environment of its time, and offers collectors numerous opportunities to explore condition, errors, and minting quality. Whether you already own one or are searching for the best